Okay, for people who are joining this live stream, this is the beginning of what will probably be a long series of live streams doing a project that I have wanted to do for about a decade and a half, which is to effectively open up all of the code that I use to create a new kind of science. The code is all written in Wolfram language. It all still runs, but the specific code that I've kept it all very carefully and it's well organized. But the specific code that was used to create the book is full of all kinds of detailed things that have to do with actually printing stuff on paper and so on. And I want to strip all that out, use the most modern Wolfram language constructs, and make it possible for people, including myself, to quickly go from a page of the book to code that reproduces it. It's kind of computation-backed science of a kind that I've advocated for many other purposes. And all these things will be available in notebooks, in our notebook archive, on the cloud, freely runnable, and all those kinds of things. So what I'm going to do, there are 973, I believe that's right, images in the NKS book. I think the colophon says how many there are. Let's see. 973 illustrations in the book. The book is 1,280 pages long, and my goal in this project is to make reproducible code that is nice and clean for all of those 973 illustrations. So today we get to start on the very first ones. Now I started several months ago on a few of these, not very well organized. We've now tried to organize it better. So let me bring up the original source. So this is the source. So let's go look at section 2.1. There we go. That's the very first page that has pictures on it. And now here we will see this is the original code that produced that image, but it has these things that are in blue that are basically were custom defined for the NKS book, and we don't want to use that. So I started on this particular case. I started trying to, let's see, rule 254 steps. Let's see what that was. Okay, there we go. All right. So this was an early version of making that. I don't know why that's called center list, because it's not called center list. It's called center array. And it would be 11, comma list 1, I would imagine. Let's see what that does. Oh, very bad. Let's see what center array does. This is, wrong way around. I want to say 1, comma 11. And that should produce an array with a 1 at the center. Yep, there we go. 1, comma 11. Let's see if this produces the right result. Okay, much better. All right, so we are trying to reproduce that picture there, which corresponds to page 24. So this is this picture here. Wow, it got all distorted in that image there, but this is the old code that I used when I was creating the book to produce that picture. And now I want to make new code. And here we said step 1, step 2, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what I want to do here, clearly I want to make a, why are there two different versions of this? Array plot, oh, I see. Each one of these is making this in two different images. Okay, fair enough. So then if I say here, graphics column of that whole thing, then I should get the column of pictures. Now, actually, I want to make one other change, which is that I do want to say, do I want to add a mesh to that? I don't think I want to add a mesh to that. I think I want to do mesh as false. Let's see what happens if I do that. Okay, mesh style as black doesn't seem like a good thing to have. Why is that generating a mesh there? I think what we want to say, oh, I see. I do want a mesh on that. I do want a mesh, but I don't want a frame. Oops, bad idea. Mesh style. Mesh is true right here, but I say frame is false. And I probably want to say frame is false for this one as well. And that should generate those without frames, much as they're shown there. Okay, that's a good sign. So now the only thing that's different between what I've got here and what I've got over here is that in this version, the success of the thing that says step 1, oops, I got another problem here. This is at the bottom, that's at the top. So how do I want to deal with that? Well, I think my main problem there is that I put this the wrong way around. When I wrote this code, and that's not good, is it? Okay, then I actually have to understand what this is doing. So I say, there's an array that goes there, and I'm saying here, that's rather odd. Oh, over here, I'm saying go that number of steps in the cellular automaton evolution. I think the better thing to do here would be simply to, one thing I could do is look at my original code, or from the book, see what it did. Yeah. Okay. What this is doing here is it is explicitly putting graphics at the positions. It's making this a very detailed picture. You know what? Let's what I'm going to do is punt on that first image. And the way I'm doing this now is I'm creating things that go. So this is on page 24. So this is going to say page 24A. That's the first image there. And I want to just put the code that I have for that in there. Now I'm going to save this in the right place, hopefully. This should be in SW Notebooks, Chapter 2, Section 1. And now I want to call this, I'm going to call this ongoing, because it's the ongoing development of pieces of that chapter, okay? So I think what I want to do here is, I think the thing to do is to just write this. Let's take a look at what the code before did. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of inclined to just use this exact code, animated sequence of history. Okay, let's just see what happens if I just use that code from. That code was probably written by me in about, I would guess it was written around 1990. So let's take a look at what that does. So from CA state of CA evolve list, oh boy, that's unnecessarily complicated. So that will correspond to this. That is the evolution of the cellular automaton for 4 steps. There it is. Okay, so let us try just running an NKS string form. I think there we can just call that string form. That's not the best way to do it actually right now, and let's see what this is doing here. That's first of CA graphics. Okay, so what I want to see whether we can do, let's do array plot %10, and then let's say first of that. I wonder what that will be. Oh, very nice. So I reckon that is, I'm going to live a little dangerously here because I'm not sure if this is quite right, but let's just try doing animated sequence of this thing here. Amazing. Look at that. What do you know? Code from 1990 works just perfectly. Okay, let's start cleaning this up. Okay, we want to put some mesh in here. So we want to say mesh arrow true. See what that does. Now let's try running this again. Okay, nice. And now we probably want to do what is the style of the mesh there? I'm trying to figure out what on earth was happening there. Well, let's see. Unfortunately, I don't know whether I can run this again because it looks like it got all smooshed there. Let's see whether I have a better version in here. Get data, get help. Wow, what is that? That is wild. Okay, this was another project that had been done. Okay. Oh, look, mesh style of gray level 0.015. That looks promising. That looks like it was the actual mesh style used. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, a little bit ugly there with that mesh. I wonder why it's looking as that ugly. Let's see what it's actually really looking like. Well, that's a little odd. I wonder why. Okay. Gray level, all right. Well, I think this is okay. I wonder what we should do here. We should say mesh. I wonder what would happen if we said thin, comma, gray level 0.15. Would that help us? Let's take a look. Oh, it's anti-aliasing in some horrifying way here. Why is it doing that? That mesh, I think we'd be better off without a mesh style there. But I think then it will be, no, let's do this. I think this will, well, hold on. Let's see whether we can make this work. Let's say we say graphics column of this. Okay, it's not bad. I wonder if this is somehow deforming it slightly. I think this is close. So I think we're gonna leave that as being close to what we're seeing there. A few glitches, which I would like to make a note of because hopefully someone else can come and fix this. But I think that's pretty close. And it's cool that this was basically just the code from all that time ago. The code from 1990. Really cool that just works. I'm kind of inclined to make this a general function for our function repository, this thing that produces kind of an animated sequence like this. I mean, we could, but okay, let's leave this for now. Okay, so that was 24A. So this is now, that was that. Okay, don't save that. All right, let's go on. Let's try and make that second picture there. And that will be, let's see, code. That's this here. That looks very simple, straightforward, except for the fact that it says step whatever in the other one. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so that was page 24B. Now, as we just learned, that is now officially center array of 1,21. Let's try this. Okay, not bad. I wonder why this is, oh, I know what's happening. I know what's happening. This is because I am magnifying it for the benefit of you viewers, and this is a bug in the as yet unreleased version of version 12. So everything was beautiful here. This was absolutely fine. Perfect. Okay. Yep, this was perfect. This was a bug in the unreleased version here. So now we want to say here, instead of just frame tick style, frame ticks, reverse range of 10. Okay. So, and we want to map onto that a thing that says, actually, I'm going to use a slightly more elegant modern version of this. I'm going to say string template of that. And instead of saying toString of this, I don't need to do that. I can just say that thing #2 sub1. Let me see if that still works. #2 of #2 sub1. Okay, let's see if this still works. Yep, beautiful. Okay, that's a slightly more elegant way of applying that formatting there, which I will use again here by just saying apply that frame tick as map that onto that. Oh, no. It's not a valid tick specification. I have to read how the tick specification works. Oh, I suspect I have to have both the I suspect I have to have both where the tick is and what's in the tick. Okay, so let's look at this. Frame ticks. As in the notes for ticks. Okay, X1 X label. Okay, so that's not right. So what I have to say is hash, comma, this thing, hash, and then that slash that. Okay, there we go. All right, now I think the only thing that's kind of glitchy here is that we've got little tick marks in addition to why do we have those tick marks there? That seems very surprising. Tick marks. Tick mark lengths. Oh, that's an easy way to get rid of that. I think if I just say (0) there, it'll get rid of those ticks. Yep, there we go. Ticks are gone. All right. So now we have the thing that was in image 24B, that one there. Okay, let's move on. That one there, 24C, is going to be 100% trivial in the modern world because that is just rule plot. And now I'm going to go back up to larger size again so it's easier to see. Although that will mess up the anti-aliasing of those things, but this becomes just rule plot of 254. So that's all we need for page 24C. Okay, let's go on to the next page. What's on the next page? Okay, we got a couple more images like this, and this should be very, very, very straightforward. This is okay. Let's see if I've got code for these. That one is my friend rule 250. And, well, I see from this that it is, I don't think that's mesh style black. I think that's mesh style. Okay, so this is page 25A, image 25A there. And this is going to be, again, what I discovered before, center array. And I could probably just say, yeah, I don't want to do that. It's in order to get these extra spaces there. Okay, so this should be gray level 0.15. Okay, super ugly in this extra magnification with this version, but I think it's going to be perfect. Yep, it's perfect. It's just the same as that. Okay, let us continue. Okay, so 25B. Oops. These are all pretty easy. 25b is just rule plot rule 250. Gotten so much easier over the last close to 30 years to make these. Now I can make this bigger if I want to. I don't think it's going to make any difference to the way that this works. Okay, now let's do this one here. Page 25C. And let's see where that one, I think I had the parameters for that one already. That one is rule 90 array plot. And it says it's 103, 50. So that's got different parameters. 103, 50. Okay, that should be that. Oops, except I forgot to change the rule 90. There we go, should be exactly that. Okay, page 25D. That should be simply rule plot cellular automaton of 90. I wonder how long it took me to make all these pictures when I originally did it in probably 1991, I guess. All right, well, it's certainly happening faster now. Okay, this is an ugly one. Rule 26, page 26. Okay, let's look at that one. So that is the Rule 90 composite picture. Ooh, let's see if I've actually got that correctly done here. Maybe this is actually right. That would be amazing if this this comes from the original. Okay, so this is page 26, and this is illustrating. Let's see what happens here. Let's again center array. That center array. Well, that's not a good sign. That was just blank. What on earth is delete 0 doing there? That's really odd. I have no idea what delete 0 is doing in front of that. And that's really, really odd as well. That seems like that's an inset. That seems very, very, very bizarre. Okay, let's take this from the top, see what's going on. Okay, that should be the original cellular automaton image. And now I don't know what delete 0 is doing, and I'm just going to delete it, see what it does. Okay, now it turns pink. Well, that's a bad sign. Oh. That's really pretty weird and crazy. Well, let's just do this. That now goes blank. That is a bad sign. All right. Let us go ahead and just look at this. Okay, great. That's the original image. Now what we want to do is we want to insert this little secondary image, which at a particular position. Okay, now I really have no idea why it's got those weird color rules. That looks like a set of things to make it somehow partially transparent, which I'm deeply suspicious about. Okay, so this is going to insert. This wants to place this with an inset. Okay, so this here, if I say first of this, I will get the graphics primitives, yes, the raster, which I could now say graphics of that, and I should get the original image without its frame around it. Okay, fine. And now if I say framed arrow true, frame arrow true rather, I should get the frame. Oh, I don't want all those. Frame ticks arrow none. Okay, great. Now I have a frame around the thing. Okay, now what I want to do is to start inserting this thing, and for that I need to give an inset. I want to inset that graphic at a particular position. So what I want to do is I want to say there, I want to take this, and I want to say in that graphics, I want to have that, and then I also want to have, comma, the inset of this at, now this is asking it to inset it at a particular offset, which I assume has been separately measured, but let's take a look here. Okay, let's try this. Now that is a very bad sign. Why would it do that? Okay, let's get rid of that offset and let's see what happens now. Okay, that is a good sign. So what happened is that offset was bonkers. So now we have to know, how does the inset work? So the inset says that position in the object lies at position blah, blah, blah in the enclosing graphic. Okay. So what we want to do is take that thing and figure out where it should go. So this has claimed that it should go at position 850. So let's just see what happens if I say, put it at position, the position it said here, 850, 375. Okay, 850, 375. Well, that's a good sign. Okay. It's the wrong place, but it's still not bonkers. Let's look back at the original thing. Well, actually, it might not be the wrong place. It might just be too big. Okay, so now we need to see what the size should be. So, okay, so we're saying the position there. Well, I'm going to just try saying in this graphic, the question is what are the range of coordinates in that graphic? And I think I can find that out by using the drawing tools palette. And hopefully, let's see, I believe that, where is that thing? There, that thing there will tell us the positions. So that is position 30 there. So that bottom corner there, why is it doing that? It's weird. Well, oh, maybe it's because that is off the screen. Okay, fine. So that bottom corner is basically 0, 0. So if I tell this that the position in that graphic that I want to be at that offset is 0, 0, that thing should move over there. Okay. And now I want to make it a bit smaller. So I want to say, let's say 0.5. And it disappears. That's a bad sign. Let's see what that size is given as. Specifies the size of the inset in the coordinate system of the enclosing graphic. Aha. Okay, so let's say that that's then size 100. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's say we make it size 200. All right, so I think what we want to do here is I'm going to do something really kind of grotesque. I'm going to take that graphic and I'm just going to measure how big that thing is and where it is, which is really quite grotesque. Let's take that and now let's get the measurement tool. And let's say I want to just measure let's measure that position, location 380. Okay, that position there is, not sure. Okay, so let's measure the 0, 0 position, which is, let's just do a copy there and copy coordinates. See what that does. Okay, that claims to be the coordinates of that corner. So that's 590, 264. It's very different coordinates from that, but let's try it. 590, 264. Okay, 590, 264. Something went wrong. You know what? I know what went wrong. I just put a completely arbitrary. I just did. Okay, so what I really want to do is I want to say image dimensions of this thing here that I just clipped out of the book. Okay, that was 766 by 388. But now the dimensions of this thing up here are 1025 by 512. So 1025. So that, let's see, this coordinate here, that's the coordinate in that coordinate system. So it's that thing there divided by those coordinates there times 512. What was it? It was 1025 by 512. 1025 by 512. So that should give us, okay, 791, 348. And what I had before, okay, was not that far away. So 791, 348. You know what? I suspect those previous coordinates were for positioning it with its center rather than its. Okay, so now I reckon it's a little big. So let's go down to like size 100. That's too small. Let's go to size 150. Okay, size 180, let's say. Actually, we can just measure how big it should be. But that's not obviously totally stupid there. Okay, so now all we have to do, he says, is to draw the lines from one thing to the other. And those lines previously were these lines here. See, that was 850, 375. And I wonder whether that thing was centered. 850, 375. Yeah, well, these lines are almost certainly not going to be in the right place, but let's put them in anyway. That's the inset there, and now we're going to put the lines in there. Blah. Those lines are not in the right place. Okay, so now an alternative approach would be, let us simply look at where those lines go. I think those lines go too far over, but let's see where those lines go, because one of those lines is the line that goes from the furthest left, 675, goes to 860. And so that would mean that position would be 860, comma something or another. Okay, great. 860, 375. Now, ta-da, that line is going to line up more or less with that thing, except for the fact that it isn't quite the right size. So let's went to 190. That will get a bit bigger. Okay, we're really close here. I mean, arguably at this point, we should just pick up these lines and start moving them around. Do I really want to do that? Well, we could do that. Okay, let's go ahead, double click for the drawing tools and click again. I have to drill in here. Okay, this is grotesque, but I could just move that and have it go to right there. Oh, but it's in the wrong place here as well, isn't it? It is supposed to go a little bit over there to there. Okay, oh, come on. Oh, I think I have to click another time on that line, do I? Why is that line not changing its length? Let me see. Okay, well here, yeah, well this is really close. Why is the line not changing its length correctly? Humpty humph. Well, you know what I could do? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've got a simpler solution, a much simpler solution. It's simpler, but just more grotesque in a way. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this tool, and I'm going to simply pick out. Yeah, I mean, that thing is a little further over than it is in the book. I don't like that. You know what? I want to move it further back over here, and it's also not, what height is it at? It's, I don't think it's in quite the right place. I'm going to move it a bit. And then I've got a grotesque approach to adding these lines in, but it's going to be good. Okay, so let's take that. And now I want to move that thing. Here's how I could do this. Let me go ahead and make that a position pause. And let's say manipulate this with pause being a locator. Okay, let's see. And this now gives us a very fancy little thing. Oh, shoot. Okay, whoops, little bug here because let's say image size, arrow, let's just say large. Okay, let's make it even larger than that. Let's say image size is 800. Okay, now that locator simply allows me to move that little guy around. And what we're going to do is we're going to look over here and we're just going to see where it is. It is more or less level with that and level with that. So let's just make that level with that. Okay, that looks visually about right. Now, do we think it's the right size? Could go a little smaller, but I don't think that's a bad size. Yeah, I kind of think that's, well, could go a little smaller. Let's make that nah, it's okay. It's all right. Okay, paste snapshot. All right, that will give the locator position. 795, 351 is the locator position. So that will now allow us to go back in here. And if I fill in that locator position, let's say 796, 351. Okay, our reverse engineering efforts are going well here. Okay, I actually prefer this a little bit to what it looked like in the book. Okay, now the thing we have to do is take that and put the lines in. And I guess we're going to that position there, and we're going over there, and then we're going, okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to, actually, forget that. I'm just going to put the lines in. Why not? Okay, so let's go from this position here up to the left-hand piece there. From this position here up to that position there. And from the top up to that position there. Okay, now if we take this image and we evaluate that, and now we can extract the position of the lines in there. It's a bad sign that there's some kind of weird spinning cursor here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now if I say input form of this, we're going to get a big mess. Big mess, I think. But somewhere inside that, first of that, okay, first of percent 66. And then I want to say, I want to drop the first element because that's the great big raster. Okay. That's not the right one. Bad. 66. Oh, what was I doing there? Oh, 68. That's my problem. Why is this spinning like that? That is a bad sign. Okay. Say 68. Oh, I see. Drop first of percent 68, comma 1. Okay, great. There it is. Magnificent. Well, there are our lines. There are the lines that we wanted to specify. Now, my guess is that those lines need to be rounded in order to be correct, because they are trying to go to 796, 351, which is that position. And humph. Why would that be going? Oh, that's a goofy thing. That was a second line that I put in because the first line wasn't long enough. Okay. All right. So let's go back here. And I'm still very confused by this spinningness. Why is it spinning like that? That's really weird. I think I'm going to delete these pictures. Why would it be spinning like that? Let's see, let's delete that. And actually, let's delete this. This might be confusing it. Okay, let's go ahead and delete that now. Okay, so here we have got a bunch of lines. So they're supposed to go to 796. So they go from, let's just erase all those weird digits and just hope for the best that 290 is the right place. Who knows? Or whatever that is, it better be the same height. $290 better be the same height as this. So I got to make up our mind. So that would be $290 now. It's got to be the same as that other one. And that position, that's the leftmost position. Okay, so this is got to be 7. I think that has to be 796. That should be 796 because it's got to agree with, actually it should be 795 because it's one off from where that position, where that is. And that should be 351, I think. 350 actually. Then this goes away. That line is superfluous. Okay, so now this one would be, okay, that would go up to 350 again. This is really hacky, what I'm doing here. Let's hope there isn't too much more of this kind of weird hackiness that has to be done. Okay, that line is at 290, that's correct. But that's at 733. Well, let's just guess that that's okay. I'm not sure if it's okay. We can probably compute that. 972 would be going, wait a minute. That's going, oh, I see, that's going to that position there. which should be 795 plus 190, I think. Let's see what my arithmetic says. 795 plus 190, 985. Well, let's live dangerously and let's make that 980. Okay. So this is now going from 702, well, who knows if that's correct, up to 321. From that, comma 321, which would be halfway between those other things, up to, okay, I'm just going to guess that these are okay. They won't be exactly right. Okay, let's take that and let's put it in here. And let's give it a try. Ugh. Not quite right, which is really annoying and weird. All right, I'm going to leave this for the time being, and let's make a note here that yes, I mean this was, let's just say, rather lamely, you know, I have half a mind to do a little bit of image processing on this thing. Now let's not do that right now. Okay, this is a to-do item. So to-do, line positions measured empirically, which is wrong. Yeah, I mean, we could figure this out. Yeah, let's not do it right now. Okay, let's keep going. All right, next page. Oh, my favorite, page 27. That is my favorite cellular automaton of all time, arguably my favorite science picture of all time. Okay, let's actually restart. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so that is, let me see, where is that? That must be Rule 30 array plot. And this actually gives us the correct form, except for the fact that I think that those things are mesh style gray level 0.15, not quite black. Okay, there we go. That's that image. Okay, page 27, that's page 27A. Page 27B would be rule plot cellular automaton 30. That's really easy. Okay, now 28, 29. Okay, let's look at page 29. Let's see. Rule 30 big. No, that's a lot bigger. Okay. That's that one. So, okay. That seems to be that picture. There's probably actually, okay, page 29. And that's again center array. Truth is, we could make this work a slightly different way. I'm a little suspicious about that center array being exactly 1,000 because I would have thought it would be a. Actually, we can make this really much more beautiful by saying pixel constrained arrow 2, and that will make it nice and perfect on the page. Except for the top, which doesn't look right. Let's see. Well, that's really weird. That's not what I would like to see. That must be because, let's do this again. Okay. It looks right. Okay, let's move on. The next page, I believe, is a high density rule 30, which again, we have all the parameters for here. Notably, that's rule 30 on page 30. I think I should automate this replacing center list by center array, but I'm not sure how much more that's going to come up actually. Okay, let's do that. Beautiful. Magnificent. That's that image. Okay, let's go to the next page. Page 31. Page 32. Okay, that is page 32 is a rule 110. Let's see. I think that's this version here. Again, I've already got all these parameters. Okay, so that's page 32. There we go. Easy enough. Okay. Page 32A. P or other. Rule plot. Cellular automaton 110. Again, one of my favorite cellular automaton rules. All right, let's go to page 33. Let's see. Let's see what happened. Page 33. Oh, this is a weird case because we've got multiple pages here that have the same basic image on them. Okay, so this is page 34 through page 37. Page 32 to 37. And that becomes, I seem to have that already here. Wow, it's so much faster to evaluate these things nowadays. All right, let's just look at this code and see if it's halfway reasonable. I do think 3600 over 2 we could replace with something. Let's just evaluate that. Okay. All right, now we have page 38. And I believe I already have that one. It seems to be this, and we probably should just say, I don't know whether it's really, yeah, there we go. Maybe we can say graphics row of that. Oops, graphics row of that, spacing 0. And does that have, I can't even tell whether that has, let's not have spacing precisely 0. Let's just have it be its default spacing. All right, I think that's good enough for that page. Again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to reproduce the overall look of these pages, not the precise micro details of every page. Well, let's actually try this one, 0.01. See what that looks like. It's too small. 0.1, how about that? That's interesting. I thought graphics row took a second argument that was the spacing. Yes, it is. I wonder what units that spacing is in. Oh, an absolute number of printers points. Okay, well, 0.1 is clearly not going to be enough. So let's say 3 printers points. All right, that's good enough for right now. Okay, that was page 38. All right, I believe we are now done with that section. And now we're on to a different section. Okay, so that was good. So let's go ahead and close this. This is that first ongoing page, ongoing thing. So we're almost complete here. There's just one little thing that's left. So I'm going to put this unfinished here, but everything else here is finished. And I'm coding these in a certain way when they get finished. So, okay. All right, that's that. Let us go on. All right, so I think what we should do, let's try going to the notes for this chapter. So every chapter, hold on, let me just go ahead and this SW material, where should that go? I reckon we can kind of delete that. I think that's now deletable. Yep, bye-bye. Yes, thank you, bye-bye. Okay. Let us go to section 1 notes. Okay, so that's stuff I already had done on the notes in section 1. And I'm not sure, maybe we can you're asking, is this code publicly available? The answer is absolutely. In fact, what I could do right now, I mean, my intention is to make all this code publicly available. I'll tell you what, just for fun, let's just see whether I can do one thing here. Let me just take the code I just made. Hold on, where was that? That was section 1 ongoing. And let me go ahead and publish this to the cloud. That's going to make a mess, isn't it? It's going to just call it ongoing 1. So this is going to have to say chapter 02. Oh, I see. It can't have a slash in it. Harumph. Chapter 02 -- section 01 -- ongoing .nb. Let's see if I can publish that to the cloud. So, okay, there we go. There's the URL. Now, it'll probably take a few moments to cache that content, but we can probably try going there. Let me try going in an incognito window so that it doesn't have me logged in. And you should be able to get to this page. It may take it a moment to, yeah, there we go. There it is. So you take that page and there should be a make your own copy option. If there isn't, you can just go ahead and create a free account, and then it should allow you to make your own copy. Okay, so this is now just a web page, and I will put that in our chat here, and you should be able to get it. Okay. All right, and when I'm doing these subsequently, I'm intending to use a chat system that allows our Wolfram chat system, which allows one to actually send code back and forth during these sessions. Because what I'm really hoping is people are going to help me to, get this code right, and that's my plan. All right, so let's go back here. I seem to have already had some material for these. Yeah, I think maybe I'm going to do a different section here because I'm I don't think this is quite ready. Well, let me just see. What I'm going to do here is this. I say all notes for this section. Okay, no, it's not the right section, is it? Okay, so all notes for this section will show me the notes that go with each of these things. All right, that is grotesque. That's showing how to implement cellular automata. Okay, that's not very interesting. Bitwise optimizations, that's not very interesting. These don't have images in them. Okay, where's the next? Where's the one? The first one which has an image. It doesn't. Okay, mathematical interpretation of cellular automata. Okay, so let's see. Usually there would be a source thing in here. I can go to the source. Actually, this is done basically. This one is done. So this is on page. Pages related to this note. Now, what I need to know, okay, that's page 869. So that, in fact, that was very easy, page 869. This was, in fact, already done in this case. So let me just look at this. Is there anything that should be changed? I don't think so. So let's just move that into there. And that's going to complain because I just moved the file. Okay, so that was easy. All right, let's go on to the next one. Another initial condition for Rule 90. Okay, let's see whether we got that here. Well, honestly, that seems to have been done as well. Okay, so that's page 870. I think my rule here is that I am, let's see. You know what? I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to simplify this code. So I'm going to just make two pieces of the same code up here, because notice that they just differ 13, 14, and then 1990. Okay, so if I take this and I say #1, #2, and then I say #3. This is silly. This is good enough. There's no reason to simplify that. All right, I think we're done with that particular one. So this is another initial condition, and that moves into our finished area. Oh, I think I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, I think this needs to be fixed, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. My convention for doing this is slightly different. Okay, this is more colors. Wow, we got this as well. I think this is basically done as well. We could put it in that nice array if we wanted to. This is page 870 again. Let me just make a note here. Chapter 3. Okay, actually, I'm gonna put this in that nice array. Partition, comma 3, and I'm going to say, and here, if instead of doing that, I say labeled, And then instead of that plot label, I just say label it with that string template. And that goes around there. And now I also get rid of image size medium. And now I say partition that, comma 3. And then I say graphics grid of that. Then I reckon we're going to get the same picture, except we don't because it's all messed up. Okay, let's take a look there. That is the end of that function. That's the wrong place. Function needs to end there. Oh, come on, come on. Okay, now we have to actually pay attention. Okay, so there's, oh, well, that's what's wrong. That labeled has to be inside there. Okay, now that will close the function and that will do that. Oh, come on, what did I do wrong? Array plot, nest list. That, close for the array plot. Now close that there. Oh dear, this is what I get for trying to do surgery on this code. Okay, there's the array plot. There's the labeled. Oh, and why have I got 2 copies of the string template? That's completely crazy. Now close for the function there, and then that. Okay. Okay, labeled. Oh, I see. I see. Well, actually, okay, so then what this is suggesting is that I do a frame label on the array plot. Let me just see how to do that to put it in the right place. Frame label, arrow X. Okay, let's just try that. So let's say in the array plot here, comma, frame label, arrow, and then the string template thingy. All right, let's try that. Oh, how funny. Ha ha. Okay, so let's say none. Why, I don't think it should need that. String template there. I'm pretty sure that will be the first string template. No, how freaking weird. Okay. Well, I guess that's possible. It should say none, comma that. Okay, that's better. Now, let's do that. And I think we're in good shape there. I think this will look more beautiful if I were to say, let's see what happens if I just say traditional form of this. What will that do? Nothing. Okay, I think we shouldn't worry about it. That will change the formatting of those Ks where we took care about that. Okay, let's go out here. Let's change the size. Okay, let's compare with what we had there. Looks convincing. Okay, I mean, these would look more beautiful if we had them in color, but okay, that's our more colors thing. Okay, let's keep going. Patterns from other integer functions. I bet that's really trivial. Let's see what that did. Well, the question is, why aren't there... Oh, I see. That's more values, which I'm not going to really include. Why is that one? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that's more values of that. That's this. That's that. Okay. So this, the only issue there is I think we might as well just put them all next to each other like we do in the, well, I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Page 870. Oh yeah, I will increase the font size. Yes, good point. Okay, here are some cool bitwise functions. Let's see whether these are already implemented. I think I already did this. Yeah, let me increase the font size here. Okay, so these are on page 871. A. I seem to have already done all of this. Okay, page 871B. Okay, page 871C. This was easy. I mean, that's a cute picture, but I don't think that's relevant to our, I don't think I want to include those here. And that's all of those. So that was easy. All right. I'm just going to, I really want to get to some stuff that I just haven't done at all before. What on earth is that one? That was really boring. I guess I should put that in. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, this gets a lot more complicated. Okay, this is, you know what? I really don't want to do this right now. Let me just, let's just take a quick look at this, but I'm guessing I'm not going to want to do this right now. Yeah, let's not do this right now. This is complicated. I'm not going to do this one right now. Let us move on to a different section. My gosh. Okay. I really want to get to a different part of the book because I think that's going to be more fun. Okay, so this is a section on ornamental art. Yeah, I think a lot of these pictures are just, wow, complicated. Yeah, these are complicated mess. Right. These pictures are, I mean, these are essentially, yeah, I'm not going to do this right now. Okay, what about that one? Did I figure out how to do that one? Okay, this is truly complicated. This is from my old code this must be from 1991 or so. making that structure in rope. Well, again, I'm going to punt on this right now. Let me see what we can get to next. What's the next picture? Or are we going to get to the next chapter? That would be exciting. Code 10. How about that? Okay. That is section 3 notes, code 10. Okay. All right. Now, for some reason, I don't seem to have the correct stuff in there. So let me go back to my original what on earth is this? That's chapter 3. We're not onto that yet. Okay, well, that was messed up. Somebody was supposed to help me by arranging some of my old code. Okay, so this is the raw code from I'm sure if I look here, this is really raw code. Okay, there's wire rope. There's that wire rope thing. Oh, look at that. Well, obviously something worked back in those days. I have half a mind to try and do this one right now. I mean, that was a complete. Okay, I have half a mind to do that, but let's try and do this one here, which is super trivial. Why does it even have? Wow. Okay, so this was using very old code from the using a bunch of definitions from the. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this out in chapter 2, section 3 notes, and then that will be saved in a thing called. I think that the correct version of this would be code-10, and then it would be a thing called, hopefully, because I hope we're going to get this done, finished. Okay, so here, all we're going to do, so this is a totalistic rule. So this should be super straightforward. This is just cellular automaton. Oops, I have to zoom this again. I wonder if I should set it up for my sessions here so that these notebooks automatically open at 125%. That should be easy to do. Hold on. I'm going to send mail to remind about this. Okay, this should be very, very easy, he says, famous last words. Okay, this should be just 10. Actually, I have to look this up. I think that would be 10 to 2, and then that's literally just 1, 0, 25, and then say, make an array plot of that. Well, I should read the documentation. Okay, it should be, okay, n, comma, 2, 2. That's really weird. What did I do wrong here? K color. Oh, silly me. There we go. Magnificent. Okay, so the first one of these has a mesh. That's really ugly looking, but that's just because I've got this crazy magnification. Okay, the second one of these, okay, the second one is center array 2001, 1, 2001, and that is for 500 steps. Oh, that has a window. Okay, so we have to be a little cleverer here. Okay, so actually then I can just do this. And now I'm going to make that window by saying that I want 500 steps. And then I want, why does it say 0 to 300 if it wants 500 steps? Maybe it just doesn't, maybe it's faking the 500 steps. 300 minus 250 to 250. Let's see what that does. And I don't want meshing, otherwise it'll look like a big mess. Okay, magnificent. That looks right. Boy, it aliases horribly. If I were to do pixel constrained 1, I think it will look beautiful. But I don't want to put that in this notebook for the book. If I say pixel constrained 2, well, pixel constrained 1, yeah, it looks magnificent. Okay, what page is that on? So that is on page 882. By the way, there's something wrong with this. Other pages on other notes from page 882 doesn't look right. I am going to report that as a bug. Because if I go to page 882, there seems to be another note on there. That's the raw book code. Okay, all right, page 882. I think it's not very well defined which one of these is which image, but let's say page 882b. Okay, all right, let's see if there's anything else in here. And now we're on to chapter 3. Okay, so let's go back here. Do we want to try and do one of these? These look horrifyingly complicated. Horrifyingly complicated. I wonder if there's an easier way to do them in modern times. Wow. That's drawing a triangle. Well, I can tell that. That's easier to do now. That's much easier to do. Well, let me just see. Do I want to try doing that? And I wonder whether there's a way to derive all these bizarre things here more easily than this. Let's not do this right now. Okay. Oh, that was a plot. That is on. Yeah. Okay. So that was the raw code from 1990 or so for all this stuff. Again, I don't think I'm going to tackle the wire rope thing right now. Let's go on and do something more exciting. Let us go to, should we go to chapter 3 or should we just dive into some random other chapter. Let me see whether I've already got some material for chapter 3. If I do, then I'm going to dive into another chapter. Chapter 3, section 1. I've already done some stuff here. Let's try section 4. Boring. I've already done stuff here. All right, we're going to dive into another chapter. Let us go to chapter 4. It doesn't seem that anything has been done. Okay. All right, chapter 4. Oh gosh, what a fiddly little picture there. Well, let's take a look and see how bad that one is. Section 1, source, bases.eps. Okay, there it is. I wonder whether this has anything better. Well, I wonder whether this has anything better. Oh, piffle. Why is that even useful? It doesn't line up properly. Not useful. Okay, let's take a look here at this, and let's see whether we can get anything to work here. So that was page 116. All right. Well, first thing we can do here is just replace NKS string form, which I don't think is going to do anybody any good here, with just a pure string form. Oh, come on, replace all. Okay. And I don't think very small font is going to do anybody any good either. Nor is all this weird stuff with font slant italic. I'm in favor of just deleting all that stuff and seeing what happens. Let's just delete that. Oh, there's a different size. There's two different sizes of fonts here. So, well, okay, let's just say setting very small font equals 9 for some random reason. Okay, so edged rectangle should just be rectangle with edge form. I suspect that's black. Okay, and small font we'll say, somewhat arbitrarily, is 10. Oh, for goodness sake, there's also a standard font. Well, I don't know what any of those are. Okay, so let's say 11 for that.